A PDF of additional materials accompanies this program. Simon & Schuster Audio presents Let Colleges Fail: The Power of Creative Destruction in Higher Education by Richard K. Vedder. Read by Stephen Graybill. Introduction. Americans are blessed to be part of a national community that is exceedingly prosperous and generally considered to be a great place to live. Millions want to immigrate annually to its shores, far more than the nation wishes to accept. Additionally, America's vaunted economic exceptionalism is matched by a perceived excellence in higher education. American universities dominate the rankings of the planet's greatest universities. This book concentrates on the second of these two examples of American exceptionalism. At the same time, however, I will argue that in many regards the collegiate experience in America has suffered a major decline in recent decades, and that its ability to reverse that decline is considerably weakened by massive subsidies, mostly from governments, but some from well-meaning private philanthropies. Subsidies that prevent corrections of poor performance and block innovation. The American economy has flourished because of private property rights, the rule of law, and the operation of competitive markets. These have eased the entry into business by entrepreneurs with great ideas. It gave America great inventor entrepreneurs like Eli Whitney, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller, Sam Walton, and more recently, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk. But the economy has equally flourished because markets do not tolerate, at least for very long, incompetence, lethargy, and a failure to innovate to meet the changing tastes and incomes of the population. To succeed in America, businesses must respond to new technology and alterations in the economic environment or face possible extinction. Drawing on previous writings by German-speaking social scientists, including Karl Marx and Werner Sombart, the Austrian-American economist Joseph Schumpeter famously introduced the concept of creative destruction in his 1942 book, Capitalism, Socialism, and Democracy. Schumpeter observed that markets reallocate resources from unproductive to productive uses by destroying, through creative destruction, businesses whose failure to adapt to changing tastes, new technology, or altered prices of productive inputs leads to declining sales, an end to profitability, and ultimately bankruptcy or sale to a more dynamic and forward-thinking enterprise. American business enterprises must change with the times or face financial ruin. Contrast businesses with universities. They too can fall on hard times if they are unresponsive to the changing demands of students, the impact of worldwide events like major wars and health pandemics, or even a waning interest in funding professorial research. But typically, third parties come to their rescue. Governments allocate emergency funds, private donors respond to appeals for support. Some even have large endowment funds providing a steady income. Therefore, the death of a university is much less common than the death of a private business. This was vividly illustrated in the 2020-22 coronavirus pandemic. Many colleges faced sharply reduced tuition and other revenues, and also enhanced costs. But the federal government came to their rescue, first under the Trump and then Biden administration, with large amounts of financial assistance. Indeed, universities can be considered institutions extracting what economists call economic rents, payments beyond those necessary to have a good or service provided. We return to this theme later in the book. What all this suggests is that reallocating collegiate resources to new providers as older ones cease operations, and thus restructuring higher education, simply does not happen very much, because unsuccessful universities rarely die. The forthcoming chapters provide more.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?